I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. Looking to live more sustainably? Eating more plants from local growers can reduce environmental impacts while also having a positive effect on health and well-being. The city released a free downloadable A20 community cookbook for a place to find delicious, vegetable-rich recipes. And check out the annual Harvest Festival held at the Ann Arbor Farmers Market, a celebration of local food, community, and sustainable living.
We are here at the Ann Arbor Local Food Festival, which is an annual event celebrating Michigan food and farming and all of the amazing people in the community who make our food system more sustainable, equitable, and resilient. We know that plant-based foods tend to be less intensive on the environment. They have lower carbon footprints than animal-based foods like meat and dairy. And generally, scientists agree that in order to stop climate change and to keep it from progressing into dangerous levels, we need to drastically shift the way that we eat.
We just opened a restaurant called Echelon Kitchen and Bar in downtown Ann Arbor, Main Street. We're a wood-fired, vegetable-forward restaurant. We try to buy everything possible within 50 miles of the restaurant. We took flavors that are familiar with us. We went almost like a Mexican route. We juice the carrots, we roast carrots, we smoke carrots, we make a mousse with carrots and cheese. Carrots are on the dish in about 6 or 7 different ways.
The produce pageant is an opportunity for folks to try food from local farms, sliced into bite-sized pieces so that you don't have to commit to trying a new food without, getting to sample it first. It's a great way to try plant-based eating, to try a couple of really great options in our local food system that are more sustainable, and to connect to the farmers who grew your food.
Local food needs to grow and needs to become the paramount source of food in people's homes. In Michigan, we're the second largest producer of edible food in the country. We need to celebrate that and show up for our local food artisans.
To learn about all the ways Ann Arbor is dedicated to a sustainable future, visit a20.org. Stay tuned, and we'll be back with more in exactly 30 seconds. The city is home to more than 160 parks with scenic views, places to play, and some top-notch facilities. See all that Leslie Woods Nature Area has in this Park Peek.
Leslie Woods Nature Area is a 23-acre natural landscape located on Upland Drive just south of Leslie Park Golf Course and north of Plymouth Road. A 1,000-meter trail loop winds through this historically intact woodland that remains a well-functioning ecosystem. Composed of mixed hardwoods and shrubland, it is one of Ann Arbor's more mature woodlands. This oak hickory forest has some of the largest trees found within the Ann Arbor Park system, plus rare and interesting plant species like New Jersey tea, Culver's root, Kentucky coffee tree, pin oak, and more. A seasonal creek winds through the park, and 3 species of frogs observed in Leslie Woods include American toad, gray tree frog, and green frog. Limited street parking is available on Upland Drive, about a quarter-mile south from the park entrance. Refer to posted signage regarding parking rules and restrictions. The park can be reached on foot and bicycle, but there are no paved paths leading to the park entrance and no bike racks at the park. While this may not be the most convenient to access, Leslie Woods Nature Area remains a gem in the Ann Arbor Park system that deserves recognition and consideration for your next hike. For more information about this park or other city parks, visit a2gov.org/parkfinder.
School bells are ringing and the roads and walkways are much busier as students flood through the hallways and get back into the groove of learning. Get back to school safety tips in this month's City Roundup.
Hi, I'm Sergeant Mark Pulford with the Ann Arbor Police Department. Today we want to share with you 4 safety tips for the upcoming school year. The first one is always stop. So if you're approaching a stop sign or a traffic signal, make sure you stop in advance of the crosswalk because chances are there's going to be people crossing there. The second one is stay alert. Distracted driving kills, and one of the worst ways or worst forms of distracted driving is texting and driving. So put the phone down and keep your eyes on the roadway. The third one is to keep your distance. There'll be a lot of school buses on the road. If you see a school bus with the lights on or the arm down, you are required to stop. You have to stop 20 feet away from the school bus, and that includes both directions. The only exception is if it's a divided highway. The fourth one is to be patient. With the new school year, people are rushed, people are getting used to the routines, so we recommend the night before school, set out clothing and lunches, anything that you may need the following day to make your morning a little smoother and the commute a little less stressful. We hope that you have a great school year and be safe.
Caring for Mother Earth is a responsibility we all share, as if she were part of our own family. Protecting the health of our planet means keeping our waterways clean, our air clear of smog, and minimizing our environmental footprint. These actions aren't just good practice, they're essential to a sustainable future. Joining me is Mayor Christopher Taylor, here to fill us in on the details of the 2025 A20 Green Fair and the many ways we can support the planet right here in our community. Welcome back to the show.
My pleasure to be here.
You know, we celebrate this annually. Why do you find it important to, continue to celebrate it and bring these issues to the forefront of people in our community and maybe people from outside our community that are visiting?
Yeah, the having the Green Fair every year, I think it's an excellent opportunity for us all to come together and to focus on the importance of the work that we do. Obviously, the national government is taking steps in the wrong direction with respect to promoting the environment, promoting opposition to climate change, voting, moving away from a carbon economy. And we in Ann Arbor, we understand that those are not paths that we want to take. And so the opportunity of the Green Fair is for folks to understand what their municipal government is doing, what vendors are doing in order to help them take personal action, and also talk a little bit about what the great energy and environmental nonprofits that we have in Ann Arbor.
I think you're right. I was thinking about this before we spoke about how it really is more important than ever that we as individuals even really care for the world, because the government right now does not. And these big government agencies that these corporations that are ruining the environment, they're like, okay, great. I don't have to follow these environmental steps anymore. They probably think it's fantastic because they're probably saving some sort of money, I assume. But us thinking about it more as individuals is more important than ever because we have to band together and do it as a community-wide, a statewide, and then the country even.
Yeah, I mean, we, with the Biden administration, we had great progress. The Inflation Reduction Act had the opportunity to be transformational with respect to how our energy system works, how our environment is protected, and we've of course had federal retrenchment, and that is, I think, clearly it's an environmental and national tragedy, and it's also bad for the economy. I mean, to degrade industries such as solar, such as wind, in other industries in connection with the transition from a fossil economy to a carbon-reduced, carbon-free economy, it just doesn't make economic sense. And yet, that's what the national government is doing. It's crucial for us at the state, local, and the personal level to do everything we can to accelerate a beneficial change, and that's part of what's going on here at Green Fair.
Yeah, before we get too deep into the Green Fair, I'd really like you to talk about, because what we did in Ann Arbor this year on Earth Day was such a monumental thing where we worked with DTE to create a cleaner Ann Arbor. And can you talk about that a little bit and how important that is as a big step to take for our community to make it better and working with a utility that you don't necessarily think that they're going to want to work with you in that way?
It's we of course we get our city's electricity from primarily from DTE, and all of the city's fossil gas from DTE, and those are different companies under the DTE umbrella. And what we've done is that we've signed a new fossil gas franchise with DTE, which enables us to sort of envision a long-term transition away from that product. Now that's not a long-term transition away from heat. There's always going to be heat in Ann Arbor. There will always be service in Ann Arbor. People will always be comfortable in Ann Arbor. No one's taking away anything from anybody. But what we are doing now is we are working with DTE Gas to make sure that the infrastructure is safe, that the prices stay low, and that we are, commonly envisioning a time when, their services are different. They are experts at putting pipes in the ground and running it from larger locations to homes. That sounds a lot like a geothermal system to me. And so it's our hope and that we will, and the modified franchise provides that we will be able to work with DTE on new district geothermal systems within the city, gaining expertise ourselves and them as a corporation, hopefully for what is the next stage in heating in our community.
Yeah, it's really amazing to think about it. I mean, I was proud to be a part of that project, to like be able to record it for you guys and show, because it just feels like the future, honestly. And not just for us. If DTE can do this for us, then they can do it for anybody.
That's exactly right. It's always nice to be lucky. Our gas franchise was coming due in the late 2020s. And so this was an excellent opportunity for us to renegotiate and to envision how it might be. And other jurisdictions, they have their gas franchises coming due as well, and we are hoping that other people in Michigan, other jurisdictions in Michigan and elsewhere that get gas service, will understand that there are opportunities for improvement. That the gas provider can work with us on to accomplish climate goals as we all hope to transition towards a cleaner, more efficient, cheaper, and more healthy heating system.
So that's why I wanted to talk about that, because it's like people don't always know everything that the city is doing, because the Green Fair does highlight aspects of things the city does and things we can do at home. But like the city is always working for a cleaner tomorrow. There's always something going on.
That's exactly right, and we do things that are structural. For example, we're accelerating the sustainable energy utility. The voters authorized the creation of the sustainable energy utility back in November. City Council in the spring passed the ordinance that actually creates the entity. We've just hired, and she's on board as of earlier this week, our new executive director of the sustainable energy utility. And once that gets off the ground, once we have an adequate supply of customers, what we're going to be able to do is to roll out clean, 100% renewable, low-cost energy to people at their homes, and it's incredibly exciting. But also, we're doing things on the tactical level, like with the climate action millage. Even though the Inflation Reduction Act rebates are in the process of going away, we still have money here in Ann Arbor, local money that we are using to help provide rebates for folks who want to accelerate their own electrification.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when is this year's Green Fair, and it's in a similar footprint than it normally is?
Yes, come on down to Main Street. It is September 19th, starts around 5 o'clock and it'll end around 8 o'clock. And it's on Main Street and sort of the streets that are adjacent, a little bit on Washington, a little on Liberty, and it'll be great fun. It's an opportunity for folks to learn about electrification, what we're doing here in town. There'll be some aspects that will address the circular economy, so food, reusing, thrifting, repair, waste reduction, and so forth. We'll have resilience areas, natural area locations, and of course there'll be activities for children. It's a great opportunity for people to come down, learn what's going on in their community, learn how the city is taking action, how they can take action, and enjoy the downtown during one of the last days of summer.
Totally. It's going to be nice out. It's a great time. We all don't go out and enjoy the downtown a ton in the winter because you can't really sit outside. You can go inside the businesses, but you can't enjoy the outside as much as you used to during these summer warm months. So you're
That's right.
totally
So
right about
the
that.
weather shield will be up. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned this circular economy, and I feel like we're hearing about it more and more in Ann Arbor and with these clothing swaps and
Yeah.
don't throw away your stuff. See if your neighbors want it. Put it on your curb. Maybe someone will take it, kind of thing. Do you find that it's really taking hold more and you're seeing more people take advantage of that instead of just being these consumers?
It's definitely becomes part of the way that we do things. You'll see more about it in restaurants as well that are accepting, either A20 branded or other, reusable containers. You see it with like, the clothing swaps you described, with shares and swaps in neighborhoods. I think people understand that it doesn't do anybody any good to buy something and then just throw it away when you're done with it. Like, so many of our things have active and useful lives after we feel like we're done with them, and it's a great opportunity for us to work together to reduce waste in our community, and also provide folks who want a lower priced item the opportunity to have something that's good and useful. It's a great thing.
Well, and we all know everything's so expensive right now.
Oh
So,
yeah,
I mean, it's helping the environment, but it's also helping your pocketbook.
absolutely. No, thrifting's a big deal, and we do it here, and so many other people in Ann Arbor are getting on board.
So, obviously biking is a big part of Ann Arbor and the Green Fair. Are we going to see you on your bike there? And why should people ride their bikes to the Green Fair?
Yeah, well, I certainly hope so. Last year we had a little bike parade, and certainly I would expect we do the same here. The opportunity to cycle in Ann Arbor is growing, and the people taking advantage of that opportunity is growing. Ann Arbor is a pretty small community when you think about it. People can get back and forth from each end of town in 20 minutes plus or minus. There is either protected bicycle infrastructure on the road, adequate paint on the road, or when you don't feel comfortable on a 4-lane street, there are going to be sidewalks. I have taken myself to riding my bicycle all over town. It's my regular commuting vehicle, pretty much down to 25 degrees, and it's changed my life. And I'm not a particularly physically adventurous person. I feel safe, and I really hope that other people will think about the opportunity to ride their bikes in the city and how it can make their daily commute just that much better.
I'm sure you probably feel healthier even doing it, like doing it on a regular basis for that commute. I mean, your lungs have to be breathing better. You're probably moving easier on the bike than you did when you first started.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there's just there are health benefits as well. Now, I'm not going to take too much credit. I do have an e-bike, and so the wind is always at my back, and it's always just a little bit downhill for me. But your joints are moving, and there's just something physically nice about being outdoors doing it. There are times when you're like, oh, do I really have to go there? And, in my mind, there's pretty much always oh, well, at least I get to ride my bike. So it's just a little extra boost during the day. And I just couldn't be more happy that myself personally, I have taken advantage of that opportunity, taken advantage of the infrastructure that we as a community have built. And, I see more and more people doing it every day.
Well, and you're setting a great example. People see the mayor on the bike on the bike path. They're like, "Hey, I can do it too." If
Yeah.
the mayor is going to work in a suit on his bike.
And my nerdy high vis vest, it's great. Yeah.
But I agree with you. Biking is fun. It's almost like it brings back that childishness of it. Like you always rode your bike when you were a kid and you loved it and you went places with your friends and stuff. And when I get on my bike, that's really one of the physical activities where I feel like it doesn't feel like, oh, I got to get on my bike. It's like, oh, cool. I get to get on my bike. Maybe I can go downhill and like have some fun, like it's fun.
Yep, that's exactly right. And we go in and out of the downtown all the time. We are, well, now we're a little empty nesty, so we can, our shopping load is a little lighter. If we had started biking early, we might have gotten a cargo bike, but as it is, the two of us can go, and get most of our groceries on our bikes when we organize it, and it's it's just a great thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Can you talk about? Is there music, entertainment, food, all of those things at the Green Fair?
I think the food is going to be provided by and large by the restaurants on the nearby. There will be bands playing. I'm afraid I don't know who to plug with precision, but the bottom line is that the Green Fair is always festive. There's always something going on. There'll be city trucks there. I remember, a year ago, I think there was somebody. We had city services, public services there, snaking the wastewater system down below to let people see what was going on in the pipes. It's a great opportunity for people to come enjoy the downtown, see what their municipal government is doing, see what local nonprofits are doing, and see what they can do.
Yeah, another big part of the Green Fair is you guys always have the latest like electric vehicles. And I will say recently, a couple weeks ago, I noticed that I believe it's my recycle truck driver has a new truck.
Oh yeah.
It's electric.
Yeah.
And it's awesome.
That is exactly right. I was at some point I was overseas and I saw an electric refuse truck driving by, and I immediately took a video of it and sent it to our sustainability director, Missy Stultz. And Dr. Stultz said, like, I expressed delight and like, when are we getting this? And she's like, ours is ordered, it's on the way, and now it's in service, and it does great things. It's good for us, of course. It's good for the environment, and it is good for the workers. I talked a little bit with one of the drivers of the truck the other day, and he's like, it's a workplace game changer from his perspective as well. It's a great and good thing, and I'm just glad that we are getting that one off the ground and look forward to the next.
Yeah, and electric vehicles have been around a while now, and I assume they're just getting better. Like any car, you always see improvement in the vehicles. There's more technology, there's more things to consider, and I think it is good to wait. We waited a little bit to start getting our fleet electric like that, and I think the technology is probably the best it's at right now.
Well, there's no question that everything that we buy has to, first and foremost, provide the service that we require. Our goal is to improve basic services and enhance quality of life, and we can't do that if we are on the bleeding edge to the degree that the materials we purchase, the tools we purchase are unreliable. And that's not the case, of course. The electric vehicles we buy now are doing exactly the job that we want them to do. They're doing it well and efficiently. And we're just excited to provide the service in a way that is, reduces our carbon footprint and is, I hope, just a little bit inspirational for folks in the community.
Yeah, it's also neat to go to the Green Fair and see electric vehicles, because when I've talked to people recently about this, people that had to buy new cars.
Yeah.
And like, gosh, I hate going to the dealership and like having to deal with a car salesman. I mean, I'm there too. It's like, it gives me anxiety. So it's cool to be able to go see these cars and like see what they're capable of without having that pressure, just to be able to look at something and know and be like, okay, well, I'm on track to, maybe my car's only going to last another 5 years. And I can kind of see, maybe I'm going to go electric next time and see what those vehicles are and what they're capable of.
That's exactly right, and it's nice too to have them aggregated in one place. You get to sit in this kind, you get to sit in that kind of get a little bit of a look feel of the vehicle. And it, as you mentioned, it is of course it's not even low stress. It's not even no stress. It's a positive environment. You'll be dealing with people who are just excited to talk to you about it, and obviously there's no opportunity to buy, so there's no pressure to buy. So that's not part of the conversation. It's just helping folks understand what electric vehicles are, how they can be woven into your everyday life, and what the opportunities exist.
Are you still looking for nonprofits, exhibitors, volunteers? I know the Green Fair is getting close, but it's not quite here yet.
It's not quite. I think my guess is that we're kind of getting up to that point where things are ready to roll. But obviously, we are always interested in help, and so if folks do want to reach out, contacting the city through the website at the at a2gov.org at the A20 Green Fair is the best way to take advantage.
Well, we're out of time, but before we go, why don't you tell people why they should come to the 2025 A20 Green Fair? You're obviously a great example of what we all should strive to be because you're always trying to do I feel like every year or, you're always trying to do the best for the environment, which is a great example for the city and you're the mayor and we look to you for that sort of example. And I think you're doing an amazing job.
Well, you're very kind. I mean, the bottom line is that there's just so many things going on at the municipal organization in the community. It's a blessing to be part of it. Everything we do as elected officials, everything we talk about, what we do in scare quotes, it's stolen valor in many respects. The work that's done at the city is done by staff, and I just couldn't be more proud and grateful for the work that staff members do. And that's one reason why I'm excited about people coming down to the Green Fair. We don't talk a lot about what we do. We tend to just go out and do it. And the Green Fair is an opportunity for people to come and understand the wide variety of things that the municipal government is doing, that things are happening at City Hall that affect and can improve your everyday life. Come down, learn more about what the government is doing, learn more about what other nonprofits in the community are doing, and what you can do. And in the end, hang out, have a meal, enjoy the downtown, and it's a great and good thing.
Well, thank you so much for coming on the show and talking to me about the Green Fair again.
It's my delight.
For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN, visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that we have to offer. And remember to like, subscribe, and ring that notification. Thanks for watching and tune in next time to FYI.